Giannis Pappas for 2-point lead. I'm sitting here with Hall of Famer Barry Larkin. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for having me.
This stat is crazy. 88. You only struck out 24 times. How's that possible?
There were two things that I took personal in the business of baseball. One was striking out to a pitcher. I don't think in my career I had more than 60 strikeouts in a season. It wasn't about getting a hit. It was about not striking out. Like, I hated to strike out. So that was my motivation. It really came together that year.
I mean, some guys now strike out like 25 times, 24 times in a week.
Oh my goodness, 200 times during the season. And when I talk to players and I work with players in player development, I ask them all the time, is it personal to you? Does it make a difference that guy just dominated you? One of my guys that I work with, I'm gonna call him out right now. D. Gordon, I think he last year maybe had like 2 home runs, and one was an inside the park home run. And he struck out 120, 30, 40 times. You know, he's mad at me right now for calling him out, but I'm gonna be at him again. I don't know how many times he struck out this year, but it better be less than it was last year. That's my word to D. Gordon. D's gonna be mad at me, but D, you better put it in play, kid.
What's that like, that psychological warfare between the pitcher and the batter? You can't talk trash. Baseball has all these unwritten rules. Are you a fan of the unwritten rules?
Yes, I am. There's a respect factor that goes about when you go about doing your job. You know, act like you've been there before. Don't show up the opposition. The game is humbling enough. The most successful of us fail 7 out of 10 times. You fail 7 out of 10 times doing what you're doing your stand-up. I don't know if you would even have a job anymore or another opportunity.
In baseball, would have done real great. In life, not so much. Yeah.
So,
I'm a 300 hitter in life.
So, okay.
Who was the player who, during your era, you kind of measured yourself against?
The answer to that question is Robin Yount. But Robin left shortstop and went to the outfield. That was not something I wanted to do. Davey Concepcion in Cincinnati was my guy that I emulated and imitated and tried to be like. Ozzie Smith, Cal Ripken. I tried to be more of a kind of overall guy that could impact the game offensively and defensively, and ushered in the Jeters and the A-Rods. That became the next wave of great shortstop.
No, Ozzie had the backflip. Did you ever think about doing like a little break dance? Because
I'm gonna tell you. Okay,
I mean, your verse was hot.
Yeah.
I'm B-Larkin. I'm here with the rest of my crew. Boogie East plus McKenzie, the nasty boys too. Coming to your line just to bust the groove with some help from my homeboys to make you move.
Oh, that was fun.
Now, you love playing in Shea Stadium. Your daughter's middle name is Shea.
Shea, yes.
You were almost traded in 1990 to the Mets.
Yes.
You loved hitting there. Would you have liked to have been traded to the Mets, or are you glad that you stayed with the Reds?
Well, in retrospect, I'm glad I stayed with the Reds, but I was ready to go. I've always enjoyed playing in Shea Stadium. I was kind of upset when they got rid of the stadium. I wanted to be a fighter pilot when I was young. So the roar of the engine always did something for me. So any and every time that
you liked playing by the airport.
I loved playing by the airport. Every time a plane would fly overhead and I would hear it, it did something for me. And then when I could feel the roar of the engine, that exhaust, that really did something. That and people yelling, "Yo, Larkin, you suck." I loved playing in Shea Stadium.
So many Latin players in baseball.
Yeah.
A lot of Latin players, Jorge Posada, peed on their hands as batting gloves. Did you ever try that?
No.
No.
I know of a couple of guys that actually did that to try to, to harden the skin on their hands. Moises Alou was another guy that, I just went with the straight batting glove. Let's just let them just do it naturally.
Speaking of filthy, can you tell us about the Filthiest Place campaign?
Well, Major League Baseball and Maytag have developed a relationship. This Filthiest Play is about getting dirty, grass stains, mud, dirt on your chest. So a lot of diving plays in the hole or sliding around. Each week they come up with 3 or 4 different Filthiest Plays. Fans can go on and vote. And when you go on to vote, you enter a sweepstakes. At the end of the season, the winner of the sweepstakes gets 4 tickets to the World Series, and it's all expenses paid.
Barry Larkin, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure and honor.
All right, man.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you.